However, I always said, my husband is going to be the one that does these things for me.
Yes.
And, luckily that's kind of working out for me.
Yeah.
So, but I think there are a lot of women out there who see having a sugar daddy as like this glamorous thing. So I want to talk about like what it's really like. Like, can you tell us the good, the bad, the ugly, even though this is your former life?
Yeah. And not really, like not necessarily, because I'm still, I'm not married right now. So whoever I date is going to have to spend money. And I mean, it's not necessarily going to be considered a sugar daddy probably, but hey, I'm not above it. So, the sugar daddy, totem pole is very, the spectrum is very grand. Like it's so vast, because you have people do expect it to be that myth of this guy who just gives you all this money for no reason, right? Like he just gives it to you. That's what people think the sugar daddy is, when in reality most sugar daddies do want something back. And we know what that usually is, right? Mm-hmm. And they may not be as aggressive as some, but eventually some people, some people are more patient than others. Let's just say that. But for the most part, the whole idea of I'm just going to find this man who's just going to give me all his money for no reason is close to none, And so the average sugar daddy right now is probably married, old, ugly, fat, funny looking, like there's not this. I tell people all the time, like, if you thought he's not any of those things, then he's just a boyfriend, like he's just possibly your ex-husband. Like, I don't know why you think that you're going to find like this really fine, eligible bachelor that's a sugar daddy, like, so
doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So with the sugar daddy thing, I always tell people, like, they give money because there's a need that they want, whether it's their ego stroked, sex, companionship, somebody on their hip like 24/7, somebody to just freaking listen to them all the time. They definitely want stuff. And a lot of women pretend like they're not doing anything for the money, but they are. Sometimes it's just phone sex, sometimes it's pictures, sometimes it's like, it's so, it varies.
It depends on the man.
Yeah. Yeah. It varies. But, and then, there's old sugar daddies, there's young sugar daddies, there's black sugar daddies, there's white sugar daddies, there's Indian sugar daddies. Everybody has their own reputation. Like, there's a reputation that African guys trick, like they spend a lot of money. And then there's a reputation that the old white guys are still, at the top of the food chain. Like, and then, you hear that the Arabs spend a lot of money, like you hear all of these stereotypes,
Mm-hmm.
And it just all depends. But you are going to be expected to do something. Something. I mean, and it all depends on whether you're willing to do it or not. Because for some women, I will tell you this, for some women, even the ego stroking is too much. Like, even answering the calls 10 times a day. Hey, babe, how are you doing? What you doing? Because, like, sometimes these guys are, like, super annoying, right? Like, you don't like them. You don't want to talk to them. So them calling you, like, even 3 to 10 times a day, you're like, But, and so for some women, they're like, listen, I can't. Like, it ain't even worth it. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah. So, and that, in my opinion, was why I was like, no, I can't do this, because my face is going to tell you how I really feel. Like, what's coming out of my mouth does not matter. What I really think is going to be on my face. And I can't pretend like I like you and I don't really like you.
I can.
How, Eddie? How?
It all depends on, well, here's the thing. I am very interested in people regardless, right? Like, I like hearing stories. I like people being able to express themselves, tell me their stories, tell me about their life, whatever. So I will genuinely be interested in that. So that will make a guy feel like he's being listened to, he's interesting. And sometimes he really is. I might not like him physically. I might not want him to be my husband. I might not want him to, I might not want to have a child with him, but I'm genuinely interested in his story or even his success. Like,
Gotcha.
I've gotten so many gems from, because they have money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how are they making money? What did they do? Where did, so I'm interested in hearing that stuff.
Yeah.
So, and then they think that I really like them, I guess.
And it works. And they're getting what they want. You're getting what you want. Have you read the book Gold Digger by Alicia Dunhams? Goal.
No.
Like way back. No, it's old. This is like where the gold digger, like she
okay.
I'm pretty sure.
No.
But she said something similar. Like she found herself in these sugar daddy relationships. Basically, what she got from them other than money was their business strategy.
Yes.
Like she was picking up clues from all of these people. And I feel like, we've dated, have dated all of the bums, all of the losers, all of the people who I did not necessarily
like you were teaching stuff too.
Right. So it's like we have this not a misconception, but we have this idea of what like a gold digger does and that thing, but you're not necessarily winning on the other side unless you're being strategic.